I'm 2.
All right, folks, welcome back to Saturday night at the WFTDA NA South Regional Tournament. We've got the Texas Roller Girls Texecutioners today versus Atlanta Roller Derby Dirty South Derby. This game determines who's going to champs and who's not. So, this one and the next one. So let's have that roster. Nikki Tricky Savvy joining me. Hi, I'm Chai Kilski. Nikki, please tell me who is playing for Texas today.
I would love to do that. Playing for Texas today, we are going to have number 03. Yeah, it's the Texecutioners today. Sorry, our rosters have a bit of a silly misprint on them, but this is the correct roster. It is 03, Olivia Shootin-John, 050, Bad Juju, 218, Impact Play, 237, Blue Jay, 26, Tropico Mecanica, 27, Peace War, 300, your captain, Chris Rago, 32, La Voodoo, 37, Aaron Grievances, 38, Jupiter Moonwalk, 4112, Mayhem West, 48, Spread Eagle, 55, Haas the Boss, 82, Marizi Livin, 9 Lives, 91, KTX, and 93, Tricks. And playing for Atlanta in the red is going to be...
All right, in red, Atlanta, 0300, Cancer Candy, 05, Sprint Julep, 1017, Gucci Mame, 1434, Baller Shot Caller, 18, Thumper, 1962, Human Missile Crisis, 21, Blackjack, also the captain, 24, Kilty Pleasure, 242, R2 Death 2, 26, Luna Crits, 31, Erica Baduzzi, 33, Troublemaker, 400, Great Wall of Gaina, 775, Prim Reaper, and 961, Peace Corpse.
We are going to get started any second here. I do
Any
see
second.
I do see a lot of comments in the chat. We hear you that the feed is a little bit choppy. We're doing our very, very best.
So we're gonna keep this really play by play, just to make sure everybody knows what's going on. Basically what happens is we got the cameras on the track, but as anybody in the stands does anything at all, it kind of jerks the camera a little bit, and it contributes to it. There's not a whole lot we can do about it, but we will do our best to bring you all the info.
Yeah, exactly. We are going to do our best to bring you a play-by-play commentary for those of you who are having trouble at home, and we're going to do our best to make sure that you do not miss a second of this action. It should be a really, really good game here.
Yes, it should, because this is the game that's going to decide which of these teams is going to go to champs in November. As you know, only 2 teams from NA South will go to champs at Portland, Oregon. So this one and the next one, which will be New Jack's Roller Derby versus Red Stick Roller Derby.
Yep.
And that's who's going to be going to champs this year. So we've had some upsets in Europe, not so many upsets in the rest of these regional playoffs, but this is going to be a big one.
It is. Chai, you want to take the first jam here?
All right, here we go. Our first lead jammer is House the Boss for Texas. However, Jamster Jaramillo is right behind her. I think we're going to see a really hard, fast game today. This pack is just skating. They're not letting either of these jammers catch up. We might get a 2-minute jam just for fun here. When it gets this fast, sometimes you do see a penalty. But, hey, Haas is going to call this one off. No points for nobody.
No points for nobody. Oh, great way to start as an audience, but I'm pretty sure that as a jammer, maybe like the most frustrating thing ever.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Goodness. I know.
I know. We're like,
We're watching the comments roll in, and we're both just kind of like,
sorry you couldn't be here.
not to make you feel bad or anything, but we're having the best time. Getting to watch Tropico Mecanico jamming for Texas Roller Girls here, and Atlanta's got Human Missile Crisis on the line. Tropi trying to sweep to the inside line, and Human Missile Crisis, I think they go by Missile, trying to look for the inside line as well, but really just finding a massive scrum pack of both defenders here. Tropico Mecanica finding the outside line here. Lead jammer status for the Texas Roller Girls. Atlanta still trying to spring Human Missile Crisis on that inside line, but 2 more from the TXRG squad up there to beat, now 3. Penalty whistles being blown now. Not sure who it is on, but big hit there on Tropi as she's coming and looking for some points. That is by number 18, Thump Her. We do see
illegal contact.
Yes, thank you. Illegal contact for an Atlanta blocker going to the box. Tropi getting the call to call off the jam and does so. 4 points picked up by the Texas Roller Girls, but sneaking in right behind with 1 point. Atlanta also on the board here. Your score is 4 points for the Texas Roller Girls, and Atlanta with 1 point here as 2 minutes have passed on the period clock.
And that was Lunacrits in the box for Atlanta.
Yes, Lunacrits is still sitting in the box, so we will start with a blocking disadvantage in favor of Texas.
I think we're the fastest talkers on this crew.
Oh, shoot, we might be. You know what? That makes it work well.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
That or we're just, insane. All right, here we go. On our way. Mayhem West up for Texas Roller Girls. Peace Corps for Atlanta. Pack is nice and tight together. Everybody's getting offense, but hey, it is going to be Mayhem West. Lead jammer, however. Peace Corps sliding right out of the back in the middle, maybe 30 feet behind and catching up. We're going to see some hard, fast, defensive roller derby. Mayhem West going right out of bounds, getting some points. We have a lead, but, this doesn't matter, guys. If y'all are looking at this predictor, it's got Atlanta 145, Texecutioners 154, but you know that means this is going to be crazy. You got the number 2 in the region versus the number 3 in the region. They've got really close, points together.
As you pointed out, this is the bid to champs.
Yeah, this is the champs bid. This is it for both of these teams.
For the first time since 2019 to go to champs here. They've fielded Troublemaker for Atlanta and Haas the Boss as we go into this next jam. But really all I see is a gigantic cluster of bodies right there on that jam line. We'd see Troublemaker getting a little bit of room to get forward, maybe about 7 feet here, but even with the help of her pivot, still not able to get any motion here. Oh, but first lead jammer status of the period here going to Atlanta. Troublemaker skipping up that inside line to pick up lead jammer status, dodging the remaining blockers from the Texas Roller Girls. Atlanta losing a blocker to the box, but Texas has passed the star to Peace War from Haas the Boss. Peace War, now your jammer of record, has completed the initial pass, but also picked up a track cut. So we have a power jam in favor of Atlanta. And 4 points already in the pocket here for Troublemaker as she's got Atlanta up to 5 points. As you were just saying, this is not anything insurmountable because one more pass here and we could see Atlanta overtaking the Texas Roller Girls.
I mean, I think that's going to be this entire game.
Exactly. Ooh, pivot for Atlanta now heading to the box, unfortunately.
That is our friend Cancer Candy.
Cancer Candy heading to the box here. We do see Troublemaker hitting the hands to the hips to call off the jam here. Couple more points here picked up by Atlanta, so the total picked up for this jam is going to be 7. A tie game here now. Atlanta at 8 to match Texas Roller Girls is 8 here as we head into the next jam with a blocker. Actually, the pivots for both teams sitting in the box having a breath, having a breathe. If you hear snapping in the background, it's it's fans opening and closing.
Yeah, Texas has a lot of fans for sale, and they're the really good quality ones. But hey, here we go. Peace War up against Gucci Mame. This is a power jam for Atlanta. Gucci Mame, lead jammer. Peace War just released from the box as the jammer. I mean, and if she used to just jam all the time, and now she pivots, which is super dangerous for everyone involved. Gucci Mame back in the pack on a scoring pass. Peace War working on this initial, really getting right in the middle of this Atlanta tripod, going into turn 3. Neither of these jammers is getting out easy right now. Gucci looking for the way through, still going to the outside, going to the inside, trying to push Texas out of play. Not happening. They are sticking together. They're not taking any chances with the bridging today. And finally, Peace War getting recycled back behind Prim Reaper, who had a great game yesterday.
Excellent.
Gucci still has 2 to beat, finally forcing Texas to bridge a little bit. Coming up to this jam line with number 9 lives.
That's Olivia Shootin' John, a long-time Derby name.
Olivia Shootin' John going to the box as a blocker. And that is Gucci now with 4 points for Atlanta. We had a little tie, and now we've got a lead change. Atlanta now in the lead. Peace War back in the box on a penalty. Another power jam in the same jam. Exactly what Atlanta needs right now to get some momentum going. 4 more points. Big jam so far for Atlanta. 8 points. I think 8-point jams are going to be huge for both of these teams. Ooh. Knocked out to the outside by 9 lives, and that jam is going to end with 3 more points on the board for Atlanta. And again, Peace War sitting in the box as the jammer, and Texas, who are they going to send out? Maybe they will send out a jammer.
Well, they're sending out a timeout right now. Quick little timeout.
We're sending out a timeout just to break Atlanta's streak right here. 11-point jam. Peace War in the box. What did she get?
She got a back block.
Back block. Oof, rough.
Yes, rough.
So they have sent in Haas the Boss as the pivot to give Peace War a break. So they're going to, number 1, try to keep Atlanta Jammer from getting lead. But if they cannot, Haas is going to be ready to take that star pass.
Those are two very high-scoring jams for Atlanta in a row, 11 and 7 points.
It's exactly the kind of start Atlanta will want to win this game.
Needed.
And, of course, we have a massive cheering section in the house. If you hear lots of really loud cheering, they're very concerted. They've got a lot of signs.
They're very concentrated, too.
Concentrated, yes.
They're all in one place, so the noise is awesome and incredible. Okay, here we go. Swoopy Whistle says we're coming back to things.
Yeah, these OPRs are already getting their work in.
Getting your cardio going.
Everyone's kind of starting in a little loose,
but it's a Jaramillo. Oh, no. Taking a hit to that inside line
Talk
here.
About luck.
From Texas Roller Girls here. Now going up against the formation at the front, but a little offense here is going to spring Jaramillo, and she is going to be your lead jammer for Atlanta.
And that only took 7 seconds.
We see the release of Peace War from the box. Peace War now back on the track, star in hand, looking to find Haas, but Haas is being engaged to help defend against Jaramillo, who is now back in and looking to score points right in between turns 2 and 3. Texas Roller Girls doing a pretty good job of hanging on to her, though, but maybe a little bit of light coming in the form of some offense. Oh, instead finding a hit so big, she hit a referee.
Star pass completed to Haas.
On behalf of the Texas Roller Girls from Peace War to Haas, the boss here. Now Haas with the star on her head has managed to complete the initial pass and is eligible to score, and just being escorted to the outside line by Peace War was Jaramillo, calling it off, picking up a few more points on behalf of Atlanta, bringing their total per jam up to, I believe that is 4 points. Bringing their score up to 23. Texas Roller Girls still sitting at 8, but we have only played 7.5 minutes of this first half and have about 22 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first period. So a good number of things could definitely happen between now and then.
Yeah, so you've got, two teams, obviously, with really, really strong jamming cores, really, really strong blocking cores, and they both really, really, really want to go to champs. And here we go, Mayhem West back on the line up against Human Missile Crisis for Atlanta. Again, both packs right together, and these jammers are just looking to get everybody separated just enough. And we are going to see a cut track call. I saw that. Mayhem West in the box on a cut.
Just 1 foot out of bounds.
That's the third jammer penalty for Texas. And, hey, your lead jammer is Human Missile Crisis. Now, Atlanta setting up to play some serious offense. We all know what that line means. And it's just a matter of whether or not they're going to have Missile hit it first or if they're going to hit first and get them moving. So Texas moved for them. We got a bit of a scrum here in turn 3. Everybody's trying something. Prim Reaper, of course, playing lots of offense on the inside line, but it is going to be a direction call on someone. But Human Missile Crisis picks up 4 points. No, doesn't look like. Guess not. Maybe they were just making sure the pack was happening.
Well, power jam over.
So here we go. Power jam ended. Mayhem West back on the line. Hasn't completed initial yet, so won't be scoring. Now we see a direction call on 0-3. That is Olivia Shootin' for Texas. So down 1. Hanging on to Human Missile Crisis at the top. This hurricane blocking, Texas, I think, maybe innovated that.
That was one of their original
Definitely
strategies.
One of the original strategies, and you've got some of the original people doing it. So that's massive. Mayhem West still can't get out of this dirty South tripod. Oh, wow. All right, Missile Crisis out here. 4 more points at Atlanta. Big recycle back behind the jam line for Mayhem West. Blocker, Olivia Shootin' standing in the S1 penalty box. But
Jammer hit out.
Jammer hit out. All right, time wasting. But Human Missile Crisis is really fast. I don't think that's a bet I want to try to do. And here we go, back in the pack altogether. The jam will come to an end. 31-8. But we've got somebody going to the box again. Mayhem West back in the box on a cut track call for Texas. This is the 4th jammer penalty. 2 cuts in the same jam for Mayhem West. You gotta watch those feet.
You do, and
you gotta watch them.
I understand that when another team does start to pull away a little bit, it can cause you to panic. But here's hoping that Texas Roller Girls is able to get their composure together and get things back a little bit together. But now we're going to see how they take on Peace Corps here, who is jamming for Atlanta. We have a tripod of Texas blockers at the front as they have contained one of the Texas Roller Girls at the back of the Atlanta Dirty South contingency. One offense for Peace Corps in the front trying to spring her out, but I hear a whistle being blown, and it sounds like a penalty and not a lead jam. So, we are going to lose an Atlanta blocker to the box on a direction here at the front. Meanwhile, Peace Corps still pushing up against 2 remaining Texecutioners here, but finally able to pick up lead jammer status in favor of Atlanta, just as we see Mayhem West released from the penalty box. Peace Corps making contact with the pack first, spinning around untouched to pick up 4 points for Atlanta. Mayhem West, meanwhile, handing the star off to Peace War, who has now completed the initial pass for Texas, but Peace Corps about to make contact with this very sped up pack. Texas at the front with Atlanta in the back here. Peace Corps now engaging, looking for points. Track is slowing down around that pivot line as Peace War is starting to approach. The whistle went off. Peace War thinks she's gotten 2 points here. The refs are debating and trying to figure it out. Atlanta picked up 4 in the last pass, but 1 in this to pick up 5 total in this jam for a score of 36.
So this is not insurmountable, guys. Atlanta's doing really, really well, and power to
there
them.
we go.
But again, whoever wins this game is going to champs, and whoever loses ain't. So we've got a 5-1 jam, 36-9.
One more point. 2 more points went up for Texas, so their score's 10.
So we've got a 26-point differential. That's nothing right now. We still got 18 minutes left in the first period, and we're in jam number 9. So lots of derby to still play. Both these teams are going to get a little tired, settle down, get a little more crunchy as we go on. So now we got Haas the Boss up against Troublemaker for Atlanta. Haas really, really good at making sure some of these people fall down or go out of bounds. But again, recycled back. Atlanta, really smart bridge work. Troublemaker sitting on this Texas tripod is getting help from pivot number 1434. That is your friend Baller Shot Caller. And she is out. Troublemaker, lead jammer. Haas still working on this initial. Now getting some help from good friend pivot. That is number 9. You will see 9 lives with that pivot hat on. And Troublemaker here. Just barely knocked out to the outside. Going to have to recycle back behind number 3, Olivia Shootin' who is converted to blocking. If you remember, she did used to jam. We see a star pass completed to 9 lives. But what we need is 9 passes.
Yeah, that's what Texas needs. They need Troublemaker to stop being a troublemaker.
Yes, exactly. All right, Troublemaker almost still. Baller Shot Caller, keep playing that offense. Eventually it is going to work. 9 lives is on the initial because we haven't seen Haas get out yet. So now Haas is blocking. Nobody's doing anything. Here we go. Everybody's warmed up now. Everybody's settled down into it. We're going to see some slow defensive derby happening. And this Atlanta tripod's really stretching the limits of out of play. Oh, wow. That is 9 lives out. Done with the initial. Going to maybe get some of those points, but I bet, Troublemaker's going to call this one off. No points for you.
I would as well. 9 lives is also a speed skater and can come up with a lot of speed, so I would also call that off.
To be fair.
Yeah, I can also see an occasion where you're like, I'm good.
Hey, correct in the chat, Brian Adel. Thank you so much. You are correct. The top 2 go to champs. The loser will play the 3-4 game. No, I think, 3-4 game.
Yes.
Yeah.
But nobody from the 3-4 game proceeds on to champs.
Yeah.
This tournament only gets 2 buys. I know that a lot of the other ones had gotten 3, and it's not automatically guaranteed 3.
Oceania only got 2 as well.
Mechanica, meanwhile, with lead jammer status here, picked up by the Texas Roller Girls. Gucci Mame still trying to fight through the pack here, looking for that inside line. But unfortunately just finding a bunch of Texas Roller Girls and their way to the ground. Truppy now back in looking for some points here against Atlanta, getting some help in the form of KTX. Meanwhile, a couple to beat at the front, now going one-on-one with Peace War with the star in hand is Gucci Mame trying to get through. And we finally see the escape of Gucci Mame, but Tropical Mechanica getting the instruction to call the jam.
Almost a late call off. Almost got another point for Atlanta there.
2 points picked up by the Texas Roller Girls. Now their score now up to 13 points. Atlanta held scoreless in this jam with 40 points.
So here we go. I'm curious how they decided how many teams from each region. There was a lot of math involved. Europe got 3, Oceania got 2, so we will see Adelaide and VRDL at champs in November. We'll see Crime, Toulouse, and Nantes for the first time at champs in November. We'll see from North America West, Rose City Wheels of Justice, Mile High Club, and Angel City Hollywood Scarlets, and of course, Arch Rival All-Stars, Montreal, and Gotham All-Stars. Montreal. So here we go again. We've got Mayhem West on the line up against Jaramillo, who's been having a very, very good weekend. Almost successful bean dip on the outside, but we see that tripod running all the way back to that pivot line. And this does give Mayhem West some redemption. Lead jammer for Texas Mayhem West. Star pass completed to baller shot. Caller.
Love a baller jam.
Atlanta. Love a baller jam. Love a baller jam. So we see Mayhem West going in the pack. She has been instructed to call this one off as well. I don't think we're going to see a lot of long jams unless somebody gets in trouble when we get a 2-minute jam.
No, these two games are way Zucchini games.
So here's
these
a
two
fun
teams
one.
are way too similar.
I used to play with KTX in Houston.
Oh, nice!
Super nice, super
She's
wonderful
so
skater.
nice.
Retired for several years, wonderful park skater.
And now she's back.
And now she's back because she couldn't help herself.
Yep.
And then I did once get to play Atlanta with Boston.
Boston.
I did a back block on baller once.
Do you think she remembers?
I hope not. It was awful. I hope not. I hope not. But yeah, here we go. Jump. You want it? You got it? You got it. We're like, who's doing what? Tropical Mechanica up against Human Missile Crisis. Again. Tropical Mechanica lead jammer. Sorry if I'm yelling into the mic, folks. This is too exciting. So, is this the first lead for Mechanica? Nope. She's gotten lead before.
Yes, this is her second lead.
Second lead. All right, very cool, very cool. Now it's time for points. Points for everybody. Good. Atlanta Roller Girls looks like they've also started a live feed from the game, so good on them. Maybe their hotspot's better than ours.
It might be. You don't know.
So KTX getting the
Speaking of
recycle.
KTX.
Yeah, right. Getting the recycle from Crisis here. Still working on it. We're looking for their pivot with a star off and 4 points on the board for Tropical Mechanica and Texas Roller Girls. Popping right through the middle of that pack. Got one to beat. That's Cancer Candy knocking it right out to the outside. You know, I think this is going to be the game where the jammers who stay in bounds the most.
Yep.
I think that's going to win this game. So Cancer Candy.
Sticky Feet's going to be that.
We got some.
Oh, massive hit there on Tropical Mechanica, sending her
massive,
directly to the
massive,
floor.
massive.
But a penalty,
But hey,
I think.
And now we got some offense happening by Trix and Bad Juju. Cancer in the box, so Atlanta down 1. Human Missile Crisis still working through. Texas really has her locked down. Really has locked down. But hey, out of the pack now, done with the initial. But you know what? We're not going to chance it.
No.
The jam is called off. Texas scores those points, all 4. So 8-point jam here for Texas. This is what they need. They gotta break it up.
And while we have a quick moment here, I do want to talk to you about our sponsor of the penalty box. That is going to be S1 Helmets. S1 Helmets are absolutely awesome. They are the proud sponsors of the Texas Roller Girls travel team. You should check them out at www.helmets.com to find out more about the S1 Lifer, which is what I personally wear, because, of course, that's the greatest endorsement ever. Haas the Boss here is jamming for the Texas Roller Girls, going up against Peace Corps Bride, who we found out got married last weekend. Congratulations to the Peace Corps Bride. Ooh, but it's going to be Haas the Boss coming out on top here with the jammer status in favor of the Texas Roller Girls. Peace Corps Bride with star in hand, still trying to fight her way through the Texas defense on that inside of turn 1. Ooh, Haas the Boss taking a big old whack from baller shot. Caller going to be sending her all the way back between the jam and pivot lines. Peace Corps has now completed the initial pass and is now coming around, putting that star back on her helmet. Haas the Boss calling it off in almost the splits. No points picked up by Atlanta in that pass. We're looking to see that referee call. It looks like they're trying to see if those splits counted. It looks like they kind of do. We have 3 out of the 4 points here for Haas the Boss and Texas Roller Girls with 25 points for Texas, and I'm about to go find out what this OR is about.
All right. Hey, Jasmine Saltis in the chat. Sí, Tropita. Yes, absolutely having an excellent game. Baller has a good memory, so you never... God, I hope not. Baller has a good memory. I did score 8 points in that jam. That's my only claim to fame at all as a skater. I once scored 8 points playing against Atlanta. All right, and we have had 4 lead jams in a row for Texas. They're already sitting on 4 jammer penalties. No jammer penalties for Atlanta so far. So no power jams given up by Atlanta. They are not here to mess around. They are here to try and punch that ticket to champs. And I don't even know who I want to win this game at this point. You know, Nikki Chikisabi, my partner here, plays for Texas, so I think she has opinions, but I don't. I will honestly be thrilled whoever wins this game, because they're both absolutely a joy to watch. Oh, and you know what? I just heard we got Hydra in the house, the OG. lady herself, the originator of the trophy. We will have that trophy in Portland in November, and maybe we'll see somebody beat Rose for once. It's time, right? We all got sick of Gotham, and now we all get sick of Rose. Scar Trek's sitting next to me wondering when the chat's going to turn on me. And we have Electra Blue, who actually designed the flat track that we all know and use. WFTDA actually licensed the use of it from Texas Roller Girls. We've got Chip Queso on the live call, who's been announcing roller derby since the very, very beginning of everything, early 2000s, and who has been an announcer since like the late 80s.
Oh, I have the official review call. I'm back.
Oh yeah, tell us.
Atlanta was looking to have a blocking with the head penalty assessed on Haas the Boss during her initial pass. Yes, officials discussed and determined that is not what happened. The no call will stand, and Atlanta loses their review.
Okay. So Texas has used a timeout. Atlanta has used their OR, and we're back. Take it away.
All right. Tropical Mechanica jamming here for the Texas Roller Girls, finding that outside line and picking up lead jammer status in favor of TXRG. Troublemaker with the star here, still trying to complete the initial pass, getting some help from her blockers here, and able to escape on that inside line. Tropi now making contact with the pack, getting around a few of Atlanta's blockers.
Wow.
Big collision there. That looked intense.
Man.
Direction going to go on, I believe that's one of the blockers from Texas. 3 points once again picked up by Tropical Mechanic for the Texas Roller Girls, none for Atlanta. So we have a score now of 28 for the Texas Roller Girls. Atlanta in the lead with 40. And yes, we do see one of the blockers for the Texas Roller Girls having a seat in that S1 penalty box for that direction of gameplay penalty. So Atlanta will start with a blocking advantage as we go into this next jam.
Okay, here we go. I know the chat is quiet, but don't forget, we love to see your comments.
We do.
So here we go. Mayhem West up against Gucci Mame, and guess what? It's going to be Gucci Mame lead jammer. Mayhem West pushed out on the outside line. Already has that star off. Whipped it off ASAP. Looking for 9 lives, that pivot. But you know what? She is busy trying to stop the nearly unstoppable Gucci Mame from getting out of here. Oh. One of the strongest skaters I think I've ever seen play roller derby. Gucci is not here to mess around. Getting some offense from our good friend Baller, shot caller, who's surprisingly not wearing the pivot.
Oh! Big takeout there on Mayhem West, and a big takeout there on the Atlanta blocker. That did it to her.
All right, let's go. That's Blackjack, the captain, wearing that pivot, making sure that tripod is ready to go catch Mayhem West. Jam is going to end. It looks like we lost a toe stop. We're not supposed to lose toe stops at this level.
No, but sometimes it happens. Everyone looks very confused. Gucci Mame is shrugging. Mayhem West is pointing.
Somebody do something. Oh, we lost a wheel.
Oh, a wheel.
A wheel. Never mind, a toe stop. Sometimes you gotta
they look
skate
the same.
So hard their wheels come off.
That was the first lead jammer for Atlanta in 5 jams.
Wow, and that was Gucci Mame, who did lose her wheel. Looks like we're going to need a nut. Good thing we have like 5 skate shops here.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome that we have a few of them. We have Medusa Skates and Sacred City Roller Derby supplies upstairs, and if you are at home, check out their websites if you need some derby gear. Support local support sponsors.
Yeah, I saw we've got Roller Revival. It was a nice clothing shop here in the vendor village. I actually have like 2 of their shirts, and I absolutely love them. Yeah, I love them so much. Really nice crop tops. So check them out. She's also on Etsy, and she'll be here tomorrow too, but she's on Etsy if you need something right now.
Into it.
Right now. You know, Peace War with the signature pivot sideways hat. She's so cool.
We have asked her about that. There's no reason. She is.
She's so cool.
She's one of the best.
Also a Team Free Radical skater. But hey, we are back. Tropical Mechanica, Jaramillo. But hey, guess what? It's Tropical Mechanica lead jammer. Jaramillo out with the star off. Swiped by KTX. We see one Texas skater dropped out to the inside, but you know what? We're still here. Hard hit to the pack, and yeah, Tropical Mechanica calls this off. And that was 9-3 tricks on the floor, but back up. No problem. Oh my God, Texas catching up. 30-44, 7:45 left on the clock if you were listening. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this first half is almost done.
Honestly, that is the thing that made me swear yesterday, was looking at it and being like, that is how much time has passed. It's been 13 seconds and it's telling me it's been 25 minutes.
Do we need a beer after this?
I I think I might. I think I might need to go back to Pink Panther days and have a cigarette after
man.
Kato attacks me in a closet.
Could you imagine? Okay.
No.
Next jam.
Wow.
Jam number
it's
17.
H. Haas the Boss versus Human Missile Crisis.
Ooh.
I like it. Oh, but I don't like that both of them are very stuck right now.
Super stuck.
Super stuck. Defense.
Let jammers jam.
Let jammers. Get them out. Let them run. Let them run free. Free range jammers. I'm gonna get PETA on my side. Human Missile Crisis has been forced onto their side on that outside line right in turn 1, but Haas the Boss not having much better luck here, being held up by Atlanta now at the front of the pack. Offense coming in the form of one of the Texas blockers, but not quite enough. Oh, looked like Human Missile Crisis had the hop on the inside, but put one foot back in bounds. Good offense, defense there on behalf of Texas Roller Girls. Very smart play, but oh my goodness. I wish the feed were a little bit more reliable because this is an extremely difficult looking task. And power jam in favor of Texas Roller Girls. Human Missile Crisis.
The first jammer penalty for Atlanta.
Yeah, and it was an illegal contact penalty called on Human Missile Crisis, who will sit in that S1 penalty box as Haas the Boss tries to do everything she can to stay on the track, get lead, and not end up in that S1 penalty box. Ooh, bold move there, holding on to blackjack by the Texecutioners here to continue to try to stretch out the pack. Oh! Sprinting in when they all had their back turned to rejoin her pack here, but Haas the Boss is able to pick up lead jammer status for the Texas Roller Girls about 1 minute and 7 seconds into the jam. Longest time it's taken in a very long time.
Saw an illegal position assessed to Chris Rago, the captain. So down a blocker.
I think this is the first jammer penalty that Atlanta has picked up.
Yep,
They have gone 26 whole minutes of a game without getting a penalty. 24, I can
so
do
good
math.
on them, yeah.
Whatever. Human Missile Crisis is now back on the track here. Haas does have lead and is on a scoring pass, but Haas is now being gummed up by Atlanta here just outside of turn 2. Human Missile Crisis being absolutely gummed up by the 3-wall of Texas at the back. Chris Rago now out of the penalty box coming in to rejoin. Haas the Boss has gotten out and called off the jam. 4 points picked up by Texas in this jam. We have a 10-point game here with Texas sitting at 34 and Atlanta up at 44 and just approaching now 5 minutes in this first
That was a lot of work for 4 points, and that is going to be, I think, the way this game goes. I think this game is literally going to go to the last jam, and I can't friggin' wait.
I'm already nervous, and we're in the first half.
5 minutes. 5 minutes on this clock. We've got a team timeout. Tell us about one of our wonderful sponsors.
Well, one of our awesome sponsors upstairs is Frogmouth. CEO Chris Rago is playing here for the Texas Roller Girls. The
Talk about busy.
Right, seriously busy. But Frogmouth is a skater and women and worker-owned business here in Austin, Texas. They make custom uniforms and practice for roller derby skaters. And I know every time we've shouted them out, there's been some snark in the chat, but we do understand that they are going through a rebuilding period. And I think that as many teams are going through rebuilding periods, we also have to be grateful for the derby businesses that are going through rebuilding and trying to continue to provide us uniforms. So thank you to Chris and to Frogmouth.
And speaking of, I know pandemic is tough, and it's still on for a lot of us.
Yes.
Texas is rebuilding too, so this
very
is huge.
much so.
And they were down to under 30 skaters at one point. I know Atlanta was kind of in a similar situation. So to have both of these teams here, playing to go to champs again after 5 years is super, super cool. And we just hope everyone stays safe and has a great, great, great game.
Exactly. We are going to see Tropical Mechanica on the jam line for Texas here as we head into the next jam, and they're going to be going up against Peace Corps. Peace Corps Pride, as I call them.
And I saw somebody in the chat say Peace Corps is really nice. Don't you love it when somebody's really good at roller derby but also really nice? So, oh no. And we've got Tropical Mechanica in the box. Power Jam Atlanta, a back block. Ouch. So this gives Peace Corps a chance to pick up lead. But, there's KTX and Peace War right there. So let's see what happens.
5th jammer penalty here for Texas.
5th jammer penalty. So that could also be a reason Atlanta takes this away, is if we can't get a hold of those jammer penalties.
Correct.
But, hey, there we go. Right on the inside line. Ooh, huge takeout by KTX, but it's not enough. She also goes out, and this means Peace Corps gets to go be lead jammer for Atlanta. Right back in the pack, getting offense from Erica Baduzzi. Also had a great game yesterday. We do see Tropical Mechanica back in the pack, ready to go. Star off, all 4 Atlanta blockers on. Gonna have to recycle.
Star in hand now for Tropical Mechanica.
Aaron Foley in the chat. Gucci is daddy. Yeah. Yeah, honestly. So Tropical Mechanica having to recycle again, trying to get this pack backed up. But hey, Star Pass completed. That is Cancer Candy. No,
Peace War.
no, Peace War. JK, wrong team. Peace War now with the star.
It was Cancer Candy trying to hang on to Peace
Yeah,
War. A
okay.
daunting task.
A daunting task. I thought I saw. Yeah, I don't know what I thought I saw. But anyway, if you're not sure, Atlanta is playing in red, Texas playing in black. We've got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left on this clock. The score is 34-48. Atlanta in the lead. Could change at any time. One jam. We got one Texas blocker in the box. That's KTX sitting there. All the refs are ready. We're just waiting on that jam timer, and here we go.
Here we go. Haas the boss with a star here for Texas Roller Girls. Troublemaker for Atlanta, finding a hop on the inside line to pick up lead jammer status for Atlanta. Haas the boss still stuck at the back of the pack, being recycled behind that jammer line here. Trying to get through, but Texas's blockers are all very busy up at the front trying to hang on to Troublemaker, who is now back in and looking for points. Ooh, staying in bounds with just fingertips. Haas the boss has managed to come around the outside line and pick up complete the initial pass here. Troublemaker taking a big hit to the ground here and calling it off, but able to pick up all 4 points for Atlanta, bringing their score up to 52. Texas Roller Girls hanging in at 34 points as we have just passed under 2.5 minutes left in this first half. And we have also seen that Texas has done far more star passes than Atlanta, having completed 4 or 5 of them. None for Atlanta.
You know, and it's interesting. I'd say more of the Texas pivots are or have been full-time jammers in the past. So, you know, it's definitely a really deep, you know, a deeply skilled bench, you know, in all of these positions. You know, very few of these people have just been blockers.
Correct.
Yeah. So we got our track repair folks. Shout out to all our track repair people making sure this track stays taped all weekend long. They've been honestly really awesome. It's been a really well-staffed track repair crew. We've needed it on this floor. This arena is a place where they often hold rodeos. We even had some of the announcer crew power washing on Thursday night.
It's been an intense setup to try to make this a
very
good track.
intense setup, yes. And this is not a regular venue for Texas, so you know we're all working at a little bit of a disadvantage here. But hey, we are back to the play here. Tropical Mechanica up against Gucci Mame, and that is going to be Tropical Mechanica lead a jammer for Texas. We do see Atlanta blocker heading to the box. Tropical Mechanica coming around fast, wants those points. Gucci Mame has not been let out of this pack. They're really focusing hard on this defense. Beautiful knockout by, I think that's 118 Thumper. Oh, but she's going to the box for her trouble. Tropical Mechanica out on the outside line. 4 points. Gucci Mame still not out on this initial star in hand. Not going to get any help from the pivot because she's in the box. And 4 more points for Tropical Mechanica. Gucci Mame taking a big spill. KTX getting knocked out for the trouble by Guilty Pleasure. Texas really nailing down the defense here. Tropical Mechanica really watching those lines. Doesn't want to get a cut track call. Has already been sat for a penalty. KTX recycling Gucci back. Nice bridge. Those bridges that Texas is just absolutely known for. Thumper is back, joining the defense to hang on to Tropical Mechanica. If they can't get Gucci out, they're not going to let Tropical Mechanica out either. So we'll see maybe 4 points here on this pass. We got 30 seconds left in this jam, number 20. And we got 40 seconds left on this period clock. Okay, to the box. That is 2-4 to R2 Death 2. And yep, we're going to call this jam off. We got just about 30 seconds left. I think we'll get one more jam.
6-point game now with 12 points picked up by Texas Roller Girls to bring their score up to 42. Atlanta hanging in there at 52. And I don't know if we're going to get another jam. There's only been one.
There's 1 second. There's like 1 second here.
There's only been one multi-pass jam in this game.
I'm looking at the jam timer
for Texas.
Who knows what's up? So we'll have one
there we go.
more jam. The period clock literally just expired. So we're going to have one more jam before this halftime. 52-46. Atlanta in the lead, but not by much. Haas the boss up here against Jaramillo. Everybody wants lead, but only one person's going to get it. All right, Haas with the hips. Oh, but it's a forearm. Oh, no. Power jam, Atlanta.
Oh, but the stars come off.
Jaramillo's taking off the stars, so it's going to be a 2-minute jam no matter what. 2-minute jam. Give it to us. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Ah. Okay, inside line. Jaramillo takes advantage out of there. So Haas is going to sit that 30 unless Jaramillo does something. And we're going to get a 2-minute jam. I bet everybody's going to score. And we're all going to lose our minds and then go have a little lie down and then be back.
Just grab the inhaler for a couple chugs.
Woo! With the footwork on the inside line, Jaramillo picks up 4. The pack's just messing with each other now at this point. Yeah, so
they're going to have to focus now.
So Atlanta's going to maybe try to play one more offense for Jaramillo, and then they got to set it up and get Haas, which is exactly what they do. We see a 2-all, catch Haas, push her out to the outside as Jaramillo picks up 4 more points for Atlanta. So we do see, Atlanta pivot heading back to the box. Baby little tiny apex jump for Jaramillo, who literally needs not even an inch of space to get out of here. Star pass completed to 9 lives.
Putting on that gas.
Who is now hoping to score for Texas. We've got 27 seconds left in this jam and in this half. The period clock is over. Oh, 9 lives right out on the outside line.
Told you she was a speed skater.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Look at that form.
And the speed.
My
goodness.
Okay. Oh, right there on the outside. Oop. Got to keep it close. No. Knocked out by R2 Death 2. They know they've got to catch her on those lines with those hips or she's not going out of bounds.
Same with Jaramillo.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so that is it. That's halftime, folks. We got a couple more points on the board. Pretty even jam. Nope. Atlanta up by 5 on that one. 64-53. Atlanta will be right back. Whew. Are we back? We're back.
Yay.
So we've got some stuff to talk about. The name of the game right now is Texas can't keep their jammers out of the box and Atlanta can't keep their blockers out of the box. We've had 6 jammer penalties so far for Texas, which is kind of wild at this level. Like they're still working out some kinks with their jammer lineups. You know, just wondering what's going on here. So hopefully their jammers will settle down, and then Atlanta blockers hopefully will settle down. We haven't had a lot of penalties. Each team is sitting on, each team's sitting on 12 for Texas, 10 for Atlanta, but fully half of those penalties for Texas have been on their jammers. So Texas defense, just as good as it's ever been. Atlanta defense good, but they do keep losing some of these blockers to the box. And what else do we have? High scorers, Tropico Mecanica with 32 points for Texas right now. 32 out of 53, Tropico Mecanica. And Atlanta, our high scorers are Troublemaker and Jaramillo with only 16 points apiece. Gucci with 15. So, Atlanta's in the lead, but definitely a little bit more spread out. Maybe it looks like a deeper jammer bench right now, but this may just be a matter of who's on the track when.
And going into the second half is going to be interesting to see if either teams have made some major adjustments during that halftime, considering that the game is so close. I'd be super curious to see if there are any adjustments to the jammer lineup, though I don't think that there will be. They've been pretty successful for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, the matchups may change, but honestly, we won't be surprised if they don't, just because, again, this is an 11-point game.
In the second half of the game that I called a little while ago, I noticed that Dallas dropped down from a 4-jammer rotation to a 3-jammer rotation as they continued on in the game. I don't know if that was to do anything with penalties or what have you, but I'm curious. I'm curious to see how the rest of this goes. It's been very intense so far on both sides. As you said, 11-point game with Atlanta in the lead at 64. Atlanta been very lucky when it comes to jammer penalties, as we've seen. It's very hard to score penalties when you're not on the track, and with Texas having 6 jammer penalties for a total of 3 minutes, that's 3 minutes of gameplay during which no points were able to be scored for the Texas Roller Girls.
All right, so we've got, I think, a local football club band, so that's the brass you've been hearing. They've got some really lit up sousaphones. I'm here for it as a former band kid.
I want that lit up. I don't know what it is, but I want it.
The tuba? So it's a tuba. It's what we call a marching tuba. It's a sousaphone. It's not actually a tuba, but it does serve the purpose of a tuba. We've got a bunch of trombones out there. It's kind of your basic basketball band if you ever did college band. We got somebody with a bass drum up there keeping beat. And we're back. to the roller derbies.
First half, we had Scar Trek just handed me some statuses saying that lead jammers, Atlanta picked up 7 in the first half and Texas with 10, but let's see what happens here. Tell me what's happening, Chai.
Okay, it is happening. Haas the boss up against Jaramillo once again. Haas knocked out to the inside by 2-1. That's Blackjack. And Jaramillo has already pushed up this Texas tripod. We see some offense happening, and a Texas blocker tries to stop the offense, but you know what? It is Thumper, and frankly, hard to stop her. Can't stop Thumper. And Haas, nice try for the outside line. Knocked out by Prim Reaper. Gonna have to recycle, and hey, that lead jammer goes to Jaramillo. Jaramillo back in the pack. Thumper again. No, Blackjack again trying to play some offense here. It works. Gets knocked out to the inside. Yeah, all of these blockers, they know exactly their business. They know what's up. Big hit on 9 lives from Thumper. God, she's so good at roller derby.
That was intense.
That's Blackjack. I'm so sorry, Blackjack. Whoa. I'm getting the two mixed up now because the numbers are like right close to each other. They are. But yeah, 2-1 is Blackjack, 1-8 is Thumper. I'm going to fix myself. Jaramillo now at the front of the pack, can't get out. Texas has her locked down. 9 lives with the star for Texas. We've had a star pass. So Texas going to try and hold Jaramillo to 4 points. They're going to drag this out as much as they can. You know, it's hard when you pass that star and your pivot can't get out either. Massive. So lots of work for a measly little 4 points, but you know what? Atlanta's going to take what they get. They want to go to champs. Again, the winner of this game goes to champs in November. The loser does not. And if they don't, you know, I think this will be the first time for maybe both of these teams to not go to champs in a long time.
That's why I'm very interested in this game, because I believe I only started playing in 2016, so I started watching Derby around that time. I believe I have not seen a champs that did not have these two teams in it. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in this case. It would be like asking me what I thought a champs without Gotham would be like. I just don't think I could fathom it here.
You know, and we almost saw that.
Oh my God. I can't talk about that right now because there's so much.
If Windy had a very good game, we might have seen that.
We may have. Ooh, Tropical Mecánica almost had the way through, but taking a spill and a massive hit there. That was from Baller and now forced out. And Baller and Blackjack working together is a terrible combo for the jammer. Ooh, almost through at the front. That was our jammer for Atlanta establishing Human Missile Crisis getting lead jammer status. I was trying to see what happened because there seemed to be a little bit of other hand signals indicating there may have been a penalty, but it looks like there wasn't one. So Human Missile Crisis, it is a power jam. I meant on Human Missile Crisis. Human Missile Crisis does have I thought it was going to be a dual jammer rotation, but Tropical Mecánica is sitting in that penalty box, has just stood up. Human Missile Crisis now trying to force their way through Texas, but up at the front, Peace Orb holding on to all 4 of those blockers here. Human Missile Crisis does do a little bit of a swirl around here as Tropical Mecánica coming back into the track here, star in hand, perhaps looking for a pivot, but Peace is a little busy at the front of the pack. Oh, beautiful jump by Tropical Mecánica, but landing with 1 foot in the inside lane, so it's not a clear pass. She's going to have to retake it, but after a lot of pushing and shoving, Human Missile Crisis has managed to come out with a 4-point scoring pass in favor of Atlanta. Tropical Mecánica trying to force apart Atlanta's blockers at the front while Texas gets together to try to hang on to Human Missile Crisis in the back, but she was able to scoot through backwards on the outside line to pick up another 4 points for Atlanta. Star pass has been completed on behalf of the Texas Roller Girls from Tropical Mecánica to Peace War, who has now escaped the initial Human Missile Crisis, now making contact with those Texas Roller Girls blockers again, being knocked out by Juju here and deciding to call it off with 1 more point for Atlanta. 9 points picked up by them in this jam and 1 for the Texas Roller Girls here. So Atlanta now sitting at 78 points. Texas Roller Girls at 54, and we have 26 minutes left in this first half.
So something we usually do, there's not a lot we can do about the stream quality. That's just life at this point. What we are doing, what we don't normally do, we'll usually have a play-by-play announcer and a color announcer. And so what me and Nikki Tricky Savvy are both pretty good at is play-by-play. And so this is, almost a pure play-by-play call because we realize, you want to know what's happening, but
you can't see.
You can't always see it. So here we go again. Peace Corps up for Atlanta. Haas the boss for Texas. Haas with 2 to beat, getting knocked out to the inside. Gonna have to recycle once again behind Erica Baduzzi and Cancer Candy. And hey, guess what? That is Peace Corps, your lead jammer for Atlanta. Haas now taking advantage of the confusion to get out of there. We're gonna see a direction call on Cancer Candy now for her troubles 4 points and a call off from Atlanta. Nope, not even 4 points. 2 points and a call off. They wanted to make sure Haas could not score at
3 points.
all. 3 points. 3 points. Oh yeah, that thumb is sticking out. You know, it's always fun, those jam refs, they always have a philosophy if they're going to stick out their thumb for the 3 or if they're going to stick up 3 fingers.
I'm not a thumb person because when I see when someone holds up their hands, half the time when it's sideways, I don't see the thumb.
Oh
as a
no,
point.
I don't see it either. But
Yeah.
you got to do like this, like
Yep, you got to rotate it around.
you got to rotate your hand around.
I'm very dramatic when it comes down to that. But Troublemaker with the star for Atlanta. Tropical Mechanica once again with the star for Texas Roller Girls here. And everyone's stuck on the inside around that jam line here. I do hear a lot of chanting coming here, trying from everywhere in the venue here, trying to spring these jammers here. Tropical Mechanica finding some room on the inside line and coming through with lead jammer status here for Texas. Troublemaker now trying to complete the initial pass themselves. Star still on her head and now throwing the inside line just as Tropical Mechanica is coming in, making contact with the Atlanta blockers. Hit to the outside is Tropical Mechanica here and calling it off, having picked up 2 points, 3 points in favor of the Texas Roller Girls. I missed the thumb there. 57 points now for Texas, with Atlanta hanging on to the lead at 81 points.
Oh my gosh. Again, this looks like a big lead, but it's not. Everybody knows it. This is so wild.
And again, we do see the comments in the chat. We are sorry that the stream is not great, but it is what it is. And we've all been in a place that does not have good Wi-Fi.
Always. So here we go again. Haas the boss once more, starting up against Gucci Mame. Texas down a blocker. So at a little bit of a disadvantage, Haas getting knocked into the inside. Going to have to recycle. Big hit, taking the spill. Gucci, 2 to beat. And, yep, there we go. Lead jammer Gucci Mame for Atlanta. Scott, thank you for yes, thank you, Scott Chicken. Here we go. Gucci Mame back in the pack for a scoring pass, taking a hard spill to the outside. These jammers are going so fast that, like, any contact ends up with them on the floor. We've got a star pass to 9 lives. Star pass to 9 lives. Atlanta loses a blocker to the box. Jam going to end. 9 lives, our speed skater, not quite fast enough to pick up points. Atlanta gets 2 more before the call-off. And we do see a team timeout called by Texas.
Not at all surprised, but it gives us a chance to read one of our lovely, lovely sponsor reads here. And for those who don't know, the ATX Women's Sports Pub is a new bar and, pub here in Austin that is exclusively supporting women's sports. But in addition to that, all fans are welcome in fall 2004. Go ahead and check them out here in Austin, Texas, and visit them at Bender Village if you're here in the area.
And you know what? We're seeing these, like, sports pubs for women's sports only pop up in a lot of different places. They just opened one up in Denver. I know there's a couple out in California. So you know what? Check your local, openings. You may be having a women's sports pub, just women's sports dedicated, opening up in a place near you. Please support those local businesses. We gotta get more eyes on roller derby and women's sports in general.
Don't forget about on-site tournament wellness. Yes, your space pass.
Yeah, the less.
If you want to know why the announcers are doing space pass, it's because home heat therapy and wellness products by Urban Apothecary.
Wow. Okay, so Texas is just going back and forth between Haas and Tropical Mechanica. So they really want to catch up, and here it is again. Tropical Mechanica up against Jaramillo.
Am I saying that right?
So we're off. This is a really slow. We got slow derby up in here. Tropical Mechanica and Jaramillo, both jammers are right there on the inside line. They want out of here. And look, it is Tropical Mechanica lead jammer for Texas. So if I was Texas right now, I'd be running this one long. I want to get some points. They did just lose Chris Rego to the box. Jaramillo still looking for the way through. Star in hand. And we are losing Olivia Shootin' to the box. Again. Big hit from Prim Reaper. She's got some actually really good videos on how to do just that. But she is going to go to the box for this on a... What's that C again? I always forget. Oh, yes, look at our handy dandy. illegal contact. So it could have been anything, including an illegal assist or an early hit. But, yeah, big hit from Prim on the jammer. Makes this jam end maybe before people wanted it to.
4 points picked up by the Texas Roller
But
Girls
4
here to
points
bring
for
the
Texas.
score to 61. Atlanta
Yep.
still chilling cool at 83.
Oh, my goodness.
It's going to be Mayhem West on the line here with the depleted Texas pack here, and I believe that is that Peace Corps on the line? No, it is not Peace Corps on the line. That is going to
Human Missile
Crisis. Since they couldn't see the face very well. Ooh, incredible force out there, but I believe that Texas picking up a multiplayer for the Troubles, leaving just Peace War on the track here. And Human Missile Crisis, your lead jammer status for Atlanta as Mayhem West whips off that star and hands it to Peace, who's now going 1 for 2 with Atlanta's defenses at the front. Oh, wow. Completed the initial pass as Peace War, but in the pack and scoring is Human Missile Crisis with just one more to beat from Texas at the front was the previous jammer, Mayhem West.
Erica Baduzzi picking up a low block.
Ooh, Peace War coming around trying to pick up some points here, but the jam is called off by Human Missile Crisis with another 4 points hand on the board for Atlanta. Their score is now 87, while Texas Roller Girls is at 61. 20 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second half of this game.
KTX still in the box for Texas up with Erica Baduzzi. KTX standing, so pack advantage Atlanta, but nobody pack advantage. We're gonna do a little tripod drill, and Texas will get their 4th blocker back soon. So lining up, it does look like Haas the Boss up against Peace Corps this time. Really good, really. Oh, Haas the Boss right on the outside line, taking advantage of the fall to pick up a lead jammer for Texas. Second lead now. Getting Atlanta a little ruffled. Peace Corps, beautiful footwork on the outside line. Peace Corps out of the pack now. Haas has scored 4. Watching that bench. Yep, going to call this one off. No points for Atlanta. 4 for Texas, 65-87. We got a 22-point game. Oh my gosh, we got 19 minutes left. Literally anything could happen.
Literally anything could happen. This is one of those games where we have just seen it's close, almost too close, as Ursula from The Little Mermaid would say. We have a full complement of everybody on the track here as that S1 penalty box does stand empty at the moment. 5-second whistle is blown. The jam is on with Tropical Mechanica on the star for Texas and Troublemaker with the star for Atlanta. Tropi swinging to the out and then the in and picking up lead jammer status. But going down with the pivot, Cancer Candy. But Cancer Candy also going down, which allows Tropi to escape on a completed initial pass. Troublemaker, meanwhile, has taken the star off. And Cancer Candy tangling in with Peace War, the pivot for Texas here. Tropical Mechanica now back in the pack and looking to score some points here, but also Atlanta trying to get their jammer out. Troublemaker has managed to run around Peace War and escape the initial pass. Tropical Mechanica now trying to complete a scoring pass, but decides to call it off. 4 points picked up by Texas. The score is now at 69 with Atlanta sitting pretty at 87 still. I think this is a 22-point. No, it's not. This is now an 18-point game. I can math, I think. Math is hard.
Texas Roller Girls sitting on 69 points. Atlanta 87. Very nice. Nice. We're adults.
No, we're not.
18 minutes in this game. 18 minutes.
Oh, man. Haas the Boss and Gucci Mame here, but nobody's really moving. It's been a full 10 seconds. As soon as I say it.
Be careful what you say. Olivia Shootin' knocked out knocking out Gucci Mame, but going to the box for it. That was a forearm.
Gucci Mame with the run up on the outside line to pick up lead jammer for Atlanta. Haas, the Boss, still pretty stuck here up against Atlanta's defense on the inside line, getting a big old shove out there on the inside, but able to step back in bounds as Gucci Mame has come in and made contact with Texas at the back, looking for points. Just spinning and twirling around the Texas defense and managing to escape in between turns 2 and 3 for 4 points in favor of Atlanta. Meanwhile, Haas, the Boss, has been shoved out of bounds and is recycled almost all the way back into the jammer line.
Gotta stay in bounds, guys. Gotta stay in bounds.
As you were saying, it's going to be a battle of which jammer can stay in bounds and which one cannot. Huge pile up of 2 Atlanta blockers and Haas there. Haas just stood up and hopped over somebody here and is through on the initial pass. Gucci Mame on a second scoring pass was able to pick up another 4 points for Atlanta to bring it to 8 total. Decides to call off the jam and hold Texas scoreless. 95 points so far for Atlanta in this game, with Texas hanging in at that very nice 69.
So the highest scoring jam in this game has been just, 10 points? Oh. High scoring jam in this game has only been 12 points, and one jammer on each team has gotten it. So and for this half, the highest scoring jam has only been, I want to say, 10 points by Human Missile Crisis for Atlanta. Texas being held to 4 or less points, even when they pick up lead. So, again, this is the time to go long. Atlanta's starting to pull away, and maybe it's worth giving up 4 if that means you get 8 or 12.
There's some amazing speed art to create a skate factory.
Goodness.
Yeah, this is an official timeout being happening now. So we're going to take advantage. Oh, I hope that you can hear me over the trumpet to talk about Minuteman Press. I want to shout out Minuteman Press, who is the official print shop of the Texas Roller Girls. If you're in the venue, you can see the beautiful programs, the flyers, the posters, everything that's gorgeous that you see printed material here wise is from Minuteman Press. So be sure to give them a look here, give them a shout out.
Okie dokie, guys. We are back to it. We're waiting for that jam timer to tell us what's what. Aramillo on the line with House the Boss. Texas running a really short jammer rotation. Aramillo with 2 to beat. Almost, assessed the lead jammer, but not quite out of the pack. Prim Reaper coming to play some offense to try and get her out of there. And, House the Boss is starting from the box, so this is a power jam for Atlanta. They've got lead. 9 lives, and Haas are standing, waiting to be released as Aramillo comes through for a scoring pass. You see Atlanta pointing at 9 lives and Haas. Like, hey, guess what? We got to get ready for this defense. Texas getting all bridged out here. Jaramillo picks up 4 more points. And we're seeing a forearm on 1-4-3. That is baller shot caller in the box now for Atlanta. Oh, and another penalty assessed to Prim Reaper. So now Atlanta short, but Jaramillo has lead. Haas coming around. And, I think Prim may they're going to probably wait and try and get those blockers out of the box. So they don't mind giving up some 4 points to Texas here. First score in a couple of jams. Jaramillo getting locked down by Texas despite picking up some offense. Gonna call this one off. 2 blockers in the box. Woo. So pack advantage Texas. They got to get it. Atlanta hitting that century mark with this jam. Texas now sitting on 20 penalties. Atlanta on 17.
Whoa. Atlanta has managed to cross the century mark here with a score of 102, 7 of which were picked up in that last jam here. Texas Roller Girls, the 4-point jam, bringing their score up to 73 here. We have under 15 minutes left in this first half, and we're going to see Human Missile Crisis fielded for Atlanta, but Tropical Mechanica fielded for Texas Roller Girls. I don't know if I said that backwards or not. I may have. It doesn't matter. Tropical Mechanica able to get through and pick up lead jammer status in favor of Texas here as Human Missile Crisis trying to fight that good fight. I hear
somebody's getting a forearm.
Yeah, I hear a lot of whistling. Oh, no, it's Human Missile Crisis.
Human Missile Crisis.
Tropical Mechanica on a power jam and a scoring pass here.
Rare jam.
Rare. Oh, man. But 4 points here for Tropical Mechanica here. Now coming around to look to score again as Human Missile Crisis sits in that S1 penalty box, swooping around and getting a little bit of offense here in the form of Peace Warp. Tropical Mechanica is able to escape on that inside line for another 4 points. 8 points so far picked up by Tropi for the Texas Roller Girls here, and now coming around trying to score again. Texas setting up to play some offense and some defense by trapping one of Atlanta's blockers at the back of the pack. Tropi now trying to find that inside line, but Atlanta swarming to go in front of her here, trying to get a little offense on the inside line, but instead finding a big hit from Atlanta, but Texas knocking out Thumper to allow Tropical Mechanica to come back in. The Texas bench telling her to go ahead and call it, and she does, icing our Human Missile Crisis in that S1 penalty box and getting another 12 points on the board for Texas here. 85 is Texas Roller Girls scores as Atlanta still sits a little high up on their hill with 102 points. But this is only a 17-point game.
Oh! And I just knocked
everything everywhere.
I just knocked all the paper off the desk. So, oh my gosh, this game is so crazy. And you know what? I don't want to, it's like you always like, do I want to ice that jammer in the box? And the answer is it doesn't matter because all of the Atlanta jammers are amazing.
Agree.
So, you don't know. You don't know. If you're gonna ice them, just go ahead and do it. So Texas gonna start with a power jam. It looks like they have sent out. Who have they sent out?
That's Impact Play.
Impact Play.
Haven't seen Impact Play jamming since the
Nope.
first half here.
First
We
time,
have as
first time with the Star?
first time at the start of the second half, but in and yes, Impact Play is also skated in both B team games for Texas here, but this is the first time we're going to see them with the Star.
Okay, so one of the crossovers on the
Yes.
charters. So, these games, we've had some B teams here this weekend for the first time ever, and you are allowed at regional playoffs, you are allowed 3 total crossover skaters. You're allowed 7 in the regular season, but only 3 this time,
Oh,
and
hi,
Impact Play
Michi.
is one of those.
Sorry, someone said hi in the chat to me, so I had to say hi back.
Oh, hey.
Hey. Oh, here we go.
Let's
That
go,
beautiful
let's go.
rolling whistle that says things are about to start again.
So maybe Impact Play here is a little
Let's
fresher.
find out.
A little fresher, gets a power jam. Maybe we'll get out. Human Missile Crisis shaking it all out on the penalty box there.
Tapping her thighs, getting
Yep.
into the I'm coming back in mode.
But it's going to be a nice legal re-entry, and Impact Play
It's
here
gonna be wonderful.
has a chance to get lead during a power jam for Texas.
Olivia shooting John with a little offense, but ugh.
There we go. Peace War coming in with the big offense. Impact Play trying to push, got 2 to beat. Atlanta starting to bridge, getting away from... Getting away. Yeah, there we go. Lead. Jammer. Impact Play for Texas Roller Girls. And that is Human Missile Crisis right back in the pack. Going to want to get out of here on that initial as soon as possible. And Texas locking down that defense. I don't think we're going to see Impact Play get a lot of help after this. Peace War. Big hit on. Oh, Human Missile Crisis keeps it upright and inbounds. Going to have to recycle.
All the way back.
We're hearing some whistles. We're hearing stuff happening. That is a multiplayer on Baller Shot Caller. Impact Play with 3 to beat. Getting some offense from Chris Rago. Oh, big hit. Wow.
Oh.
Wow, love to see it. Hate when it happens to me. That is Thumper with a recycle on Impact Play.
She thumped her skull.
She dumped her. Still, Human Missile Crisis still on the initial, and Impact Play is on the first scoring pass and not getting some offense. Again, knocked out by 2-1. That is Blackjack.
Goodness.
Oh, man. All
This
right.
is brutal. This is a grind. Atlanta has 3 in the front, and even with the indomitable Peace War as offense, Impact Play is not going anywhere.
All these players are just as good as each other. Okay, here we go. 4 points now for Impact Play. Finally breaking up Atlanta enough to get out of here. Human Missile Crisis with a star off. You don't see that too often. Looking for the pass to 2-1 Blackjack. Big apex jump. Oh, wow. 4 points. Huge. Ooh,
I felt the air.
huge. We felt the air. We're very close to this. Man, she tries again, but it's not going to work out. The jam will end.
And we are back here. Thankfully, Prim Reaper is standing up in her skates of her own accord and is being escorted back to the bench and off the track. Many, many congratulations and well wishes to Prim Reaper. We hope it wasn't too serious. As always, we do know that roller derby is a injury risky kind of sport, but anytime it does happen, we always do want to make sure that it's as not serious as possible and that the skaters can get the care that they need without worrying about how they look on camera.
So in the last 2 jams, Texas has picked up 24 points. They're really eating into this score. We got a 9-point game. Texas is outscoring Atlanta so far in the second half, 40-38. And yeah, again, we got 10 minutes, 49 seconds on the clock, period 2. The winner of this game is going to champs, and the loser is not going for the first time in years and years and years and years and years. So that, that's a lot. It's a very high-pressure game, and the next one will be pretty high-pressure, too. It's going to be Jacksonville versus Red Stick. Jacksonville, Florida, New Jack City from, and then Red Stick Roller Derby from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Baton Rouge. Just making sure that everything is A-OK and everyone is A-OK as well. And we're going to get back to the action here. I do see that we are going to be fielding Tropical Mechanica here for Texas Roller Girls Jammer. We're going to see Peace Corps Bride on the line here for Atlanta. And no, her name is not Peace Corps Bride. It is just Peace Corps. She was in the Peace Corps, and she just got married last weekend, so I am calling her the Peace Corps Bride.
All right, here we go. The energy in the house is high. Jam 14. We are on. Both packs are ready. They've caught both jammers. We've got a nice slow pack. Everybody's just slowly inching behind the jam line as these jammers back up and try and create some space, but it's not working. Everybody's all together. Just like that drill, everybody's touching. Peace Corps looking for a way out on the outside line. Not quite finding it. We see a tiny bit of space from this angle, but you know what? Those Texas blockers are going to be right there if she tries to take it. Tropical Mechanica still looking for the way out in the back of the pack. Peace Corps, all right, finally we're getting this Texas pack moving. Peace War, KTX, and who is
Juju.
that? And Juju. And here we go. Oh, we got our lead jammer, and that is Peace Corps. Lead jammer. We are going to see, illegal. Out of play contact here from KTX, the pivot. Tropical Mechanica still not out on the initial. Peace Corps already back around on a scoring pass. And everybody's running all the way back as far as the Atlanta wall will let them. Tropical Mechanica with the star off, looking for the pivot, but she's sitting in the box. So it's all you. It's all you, Tropical Mechanica. Peace Corps coming through. Oh, wow, big fall from Peace War, and she gets a direction for her troubles, losing her to the box. Again, 3-1. That's Erica Beduzzi just casually knocking Tropical Mechanica out to the inside. We're coming back around. She's got that star off. She's got 2 Atlanta blockers to beat. Peace Corps, again, another pass. Oh, is this the same pass still? Yeah, same pass. Hurricane blocking. Oh, wow. So Tropical Mechanica finally gets out. Peace Corps going to call this one off. They cannot allow Texas to score. They want to win this game. 4 points, Atlanta.
My gosh. Score currently sitting at 106 for Atlanta, with Texas Roller Girls trailing slightly behind with 93. We have under 9 minutes left in this first half. And we are going to see, I can't see through everybody because there's just too many people standing in my way. Jam is on here. We're going to have Haas the Boss taking on Troublemaker. Haven't seen Troublemaker with the star in a few jams here now, but good to see her back again. Haas the Boss taking a recycle on that outside line here, whereas Troublemaker trying to go straight up the middle, and after some offense is successful in picking up lead. Jammer status for Atlanta. Haas the Boss still stuck at that jam line here. Star in hand now looking for the pivot, but Nines is going to have to drop back and provide defense against Troublemaker, who, oh no.
Olivia shooting John. Sees her falling down.
Comes sprinting up to hang on. Oh, but Troublemaker able to shrug her off and get around for 4 points in favor of Atlanta here. Haas the boss still trying to complete the initial pass. Also looking for Nines, who has taken the star and taken off here.
Okay.
The initial pass completed as Troublemaker comes in, taking a bit of a spill after running into Peace War, but calling it off from her knee. She is okay here, holding Texas scoreless in this jam and picking up another few points in favor of Atlanta here. Can't tell if it's 2 or 3 from this angle because that thumb is a little hard to see.
6 points.
6 points here, so that was 2. Atlanta now at 112 and Texas Roller Girls at 93 points.
Yep, again, we just had Jam 15. Then we got 7 minutes, 13 seconds on the clock, 112 to 93. Atlanta in the lead, and we've got impact play back on the line for Texas. Second one this round. Gucci Mame for Atlanta. So it looks like all the jammers got a little bit of a break here. Impact play getting pushed out to the inside line. Going to have to recycle back a little bit. Gucci Mame still trying to break up this Texas wall. Getting some offense from 2-4. That's Guilty Pleasure. And one more to beat. Gucci Mame, lead jammer for Atlanta. Ooh, star pass completed to Peace War, who gets out pretty immediately. Gucci coming in, hoping for an easy pass. Gets it. Big offense. Calls it off. 4 more points for Atlanta.
That was Atlanta's 3rd lead jammer status in a row here. Congratulations to Atlanta. And that was also Texas's 3rd scoreless jam in a row. So double congratulations to Atlanta here. We are coming down into the last 6 minutes of this game here. And I do hear the timeout whistles being blown. It is going to be a official timeout?
Perhaps both teams still have 1 team timeout left to them. They both still have an official review. I think the officiating's been really crisp this entire game. Nothing enough for anybody to call an OR about. No one's tried to get much.
That's true.
I know. Everybody's playing the game. Everything's happening. And just forget to check out Damsels Who Discuss. We got a podcast. People here in our vendor village, they donated the tournament MVP trophies. Make sure you give them a listen on your favorite podcast app and visit them in the vendor village.
Yeah, if you want to hear my voice even more, you can listen to my show.
Is this your show?
That is my show.
This is your show.
This is my show.
This is Nikki's show.
It is Nikki's show.
To discuss.
It is.
And you haven't asked me to be on your show yet?
We are just now starting to get guests, and I do want you on my show. I added you on Facebook. Add me back so that I can message you about it.
Okay.
And Hook and Galley, because that is the co-host.
Yeah.
But yes.
If you weren't sick of us yet, so maybe look out for me on this next podcast.
You absolutely should. We're going to be discussing an unhinged Disney sequel, and it'll lend in very well to the fact that neither of us can stay on topic or stay hinged.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. I'm into this. I'm very into this.
I'm excited.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Okay, for real this time, we're getting back.
Yep.
We got a very dedicated Atlanta cheering section. We got a very dedicated Texas cheering section. It is about to get loud in here.
Some cheer wars happening.
All right, take it away.
I'm looking to see who the jammer is for Atlanta. They're doing a good job of hiding behind everybody here.
I think that's Jaramillo.
I think it is Jaramillo. That is Haas the boss jamming for the Texas Roller Girls here, but Jaramillo is coming out on top at the head of the pack with the jammer status in favor of Atlanta. Haas the boss taking a massive shove out from Cancer Candy, but after passing the star to 9 Lives, who has escaped backwards now and is going to try to complete this initial pass. Jaramillo now in the pack and trying to pick up points here. But 9 Lives did come around and was able to sneak a point away from Atlanta. 1 point going on the board for them to bring their score to 94. 3 more points for Atlanta to bring their score up to 119 as we are approaching the last 5 minutes of this game.
So 25-point game. We've got just over 5 minutes left. This is not insurmountable for Texas, but they've got to lock down these Atlanta jammers.
That's easier said than done.
I know, and they've got to lock them down, and they've got to capitalize on any lead they get. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Tropical Mechanica up against Peace Corps for Atlanta. Yep, that's the makeup that makes her easy to identify. Tropical Mechanica on the floor. Everyone is falling down, but hey, Tropical Mechanica lead jammer for Texas. Their first lead in like 5 jams. Peace Corps also out of the pack. Tropical Mechanica hoping to get through quickly, but you know what? This is Atlanta, and that ain't going to happen. She's going to get some points and call it off. Oh my gosh, the box is clear. This is the thing. Not a lot of crazy penalties, but
Nobody
we
in
got
danger.
23 and 20. Texas got 23 penalties. Atlanta with 20. Nobody's really in danger. We got a couple people with 4, but it's not insurmountable.
No, nothing to be panicked about.
Yeah. So everybody has cleaned up the jammer penalties.
Indeed, and on the line we're going to have Mayhem West and Human Missile Crisis here. Human Missile Crisis getting through in the center, but Texas reforming and shoving her out of bounds on the inside line here. But Mayhem West still trying to fight the good fight by shoving herself directly up the middle, but also being escorted to that outside line here by Atlanta's defense and recycled back behind the jam line. Human Missile Crisis using a teammate's jersey to stay in bounds, but still getting hung up on the back of 9 lives for just a second. But that same offense comes out, clears Olivia Shootin' and allows Human Missile Crisis to pick up lead jammer status for Atlanta, while Mayhem West star offhand now is trying to complete the initial pass, but does complete a handoff to 9 lives. No, Human Missile Crisis just ducking underneath the arm of Jupiter Moonwalk to pick up 4 more points for Atlanta. A score of 123 now as 9 lives comes in fast to the back, but running directly into the net. Oh, the big hit of Cancer Candy, who just gave a massive hit to 9 lives to force the recycle. Trying it again, but this time 9 lives able to stay inbounds, skating backwards quickly. 4 points to Texas. I told she's a speed skater for sure. 9 lives here, bringing Texas up to the century mark now. 100 points to Texas with 123 for Atlanta, but Human Missile Crisis calling it off here after picking up a full 4 points for Atlanta. But we see 9 lives sneaking in to pick up 2 more points in that pass. So your score is a 25-point game here with Texas at 102, Atlanta at 127, and 2.5 minutes left on the game clock.
We're coming down to it.
Yes, we are.
This is still a 25-point game. We got 2.5 minutes left, barely. And we're going to get at least one more jam. I bet we're going to see a lot of timeouts used to drag this out as long as possible. And we're going to send out Tropical Mechanica and Troublemaker, both very strong blockers. Maybe Troublemaker's a little fresher because Tropical Mechanica has been doing a lot of work this game for Texas.
So much.
Both packs determined to have this defense, and it is going to be Troublemaker, lead jammer for Atlanta. Tropical Mechanica with the star off, looking for the pivot, and that's Peace War with that pivot. Ooh, star pass completed, but Peace War knocked out by Baller. Here in the house call, Chip saying he's about to have a heart attack. We're about to have a heart attack.
I've just been silent.
I know, right? Like, oh my gosh. So Troublemaker on this pack. We are going to see a penalty. Somebody's getting something.
Oh, Tropical Mechanica.
As a blocker, though.
As a blocker.
And that's Peace War as the jammer, looking for the way through on a scoring pass. Both jammers on a scoring pass. Troublemaker, it behooves Atlanta to run this clock out as much as they can. Even if Texas gets some points right now, Atlanta's in the lead. And there we go, another 4 points for Atlanta. Peace War doing her best, looking for the way out on the outside. But Atlanta, again, just reforming as much as they can. Peace War out, 4 points. Oh, wow, Troublemaker just dancing right through the inside line. 4 more points for Atlanta. 8 points so far.
Oh, my goodness. That looked painful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So Peace War back in the pack here. So perhaps I think this was Peace War's initial she just did. So now she is on a scoring pass. Troublemaker, she's going to run this one, which makes sense absolutely to do for Atlanta. Has scored 8 points so far. Probably is going to pick up another 4 here. Tropical Mechanica joining the tripod with KTX and Marizi Livin. Peace War still on this scoring pass. Atlanta, absolutely unforgiving defense. Jam will come to a natural conclusion. Guys, and we got a timeout. We've got a timeout called. Looks like an OR. Yep, we're going to get the first official review of this game, perhaps. Yep, a first official review to Texas. So we're going to get one more jam no matter what. Clock is stopped at 14 seconds. This is now a 33-point game. I don't see how Texas wins this. But,
no, that's quite possible, but they could do what they can.
More insane things have happened.
Mm-hmm. And they can also do what you can to decrease the point differential.
And you know what, guys? If Atlanta wins this game, this is an upset. Atlanta came in as the 3 seed, Texas as the 2 seed. The predictor says Atlanta 145, Texas 154. And if they win this game, this will be I think the first upset of the tournament.
Yes.
The first upset of this tournament, and Atlanta will go to champs. So we got one more jam. One more jam. Looks like this official review has ended. Perhaps it was used as a timeout.
It was.
Yeah, timeout. We're going to get one more jam. One more jam.
One more jam.
Oh, my gosh. Here we go. Haas the Boss with Aramillo sent out. Haas on the outside line. Lead jammer no, not lead jammer. Oh, forearm. Oh, power jam Atlanta.
I don't know if lead was established or not, so
No.
lead may still be open for Jaramillo
I believe
here.
lead is still open.
Believe so, trying to fight against that very desperate Texas blocking formation who is working over Jaramillo.
Okay.
But Jaramillo's through and decides to call the
Yeah.
jam off. Unofficial score of
Period
138 to Atlanta and 105 to Texas. Your
Period
winners.
Clock over.
Period
Atlanta,
clock over.
Atlanta's going to champs. You can see them all. They ran to the middle to hug immediately. Atlanta roller derby, Dirty South Derby, going to champs in Portland in November.
Well done to both of our teams here. Texas Roller Girls with a score of 105 and Atlanta with a score of 138. That is a 33-point differential, which is not what was expected. Many congratulations to Atlanta. You can see their fan contingency sprinting down the stairs to come and say hello to them. We're just waiting. There it is, that final rolling whistle that says it's official. The band's playing that says it's official, and thank you to everyone who did stick with us.
We see so many tears.
We do. We see tears. And
so, yep, my name is Shakilski. Super thrilled I got to call this game with you, Nikki. And, of course, the number 1 seed will be playing the number 4 seed next. New Jack City versus Red Stick Roller Derby.
Thank you so much, Chai. Thank you, Trek, for being our producer. And thank you, Thin Mint, for operating the camera. We'll see you for the next game.
Yeah.